Welcome to another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Dujane Bland, and today we're going to be talking about Thursday night's matchup, Chiefs and Eagles. What a matchup is going to be there in the city of brotherly love as Andy Reid makes his return back to Lincoln Financial Field. Andy Reid has had the opportunity to lead the Eagles to 6 NFC East titles, 9 playoff appearances, and 1 Super Bowl appearance in his time there. And now he'll be coming back in red, coaching the Kansas City Chiefs. And a new Eagles team here, led by Chip Kelly in this offense, who has scored about 63 points in his first 2 games. And they're 1-1, and the Chiefs are trying to stay undefeated. When you look at this matchup, it's a matchup of 2 teams that have great offenses. Both have solid weapons at the wide receiver and running back positions, and 2 quarterbacks that are really coming into their own and really diligent with the football. Now, when we look at the matchup as a whole, when we look at Philadelphia, they can move the ball very fast. They can get and score points on you in a hurry. The question is, Chip Kelly, is he going to learn how to manage a football game late in the fourth quarter? Hence, the Chargers game, where they lost because of poor clock management. Now, I know our friend Philadelphia at PhiladelphiaEagles.com talked about the defense and how well it played against the Washington Redskins, and then it comes out, as we saw in the last half of that football game on Monday night, and does exactly what we thought. Played horribly. And they will be taken advantage of and tested again by Alex Smith and Dwayne Bowe and Lamar Charles. You know that Andy Reid will do all that he can to take advantage of this defense. Now, the question is, will the Chiefs be able to slow down and be able to stay in the game long enough to steal a win or win this game? Because we know how fast the Eagles can score. That is the question. With this game being at home, and with the Eagles having the crowd and the home field advantage on their side, despite the defense, I think that it will come down to the fact that the Eagles will have put more points on the board than the Chiefs. We see the Chiefs scoring, but they struggled a little bit. They only scored 17 points against a very good Dallas Cowboy defense. Now, we know that this defense is nothing like the Cowboys, but a very solid Dallas Cowboy defense. They were only able to score 17. We'll see how it goes here in Kansas, in Lincoln Financial Field, but I'm going to take the Eagles for home field advantage, and that's the only reason why. I think the home field is going to play a big part in this. The crowd's going to play a big part, and they're just going to sneak away a win and go to 2-1 in the division. Well, hope you enjoy this matchup. We certainly will. Now we're going to take a look at some games around the league. And first, we're going to start with the Texans and the Baltimore Ravens. They'll be playing them at M&T Bank Stadium. And we know that the Ravens are possibly going to be without Ray Rice in this situation due to that hip. We're going to see how well they can play without him. But I'm going to take the Texans here. They're on a roll. They seem to be moving very, very well. They may be without Andre Johnson, but they have a lot of young wide receivers that they can use, and I see them using them here in this game and being very effective in taking the win. We're going to move on to the Cowboys and the Rams. The Rams will be going to AT&T Stadium now, and they're going to be playing a very good Cowboys defense. We know that this team, the Rams, can really move the football late in games. When you think they're out of it, they stay in it, stay alive, and they're always around late in the fourth quarter. I think they'll be around late in the fourth quarter and take advantage of this weak defense in the secondary and sneak out a win in AT&T Stadium. Now we're going to move on to the Vikings and the Browns. The Vikings struggling. Can't be all on Adrian Peterson's back. leave the defense out there too long. We know it can happen, and I understand Brandon Weeden is struggling. They're learning a new offense. The running game hasn't been what it has been in the past, but I see them slowly but surely getting better every week, and I think they're able to do what they need to do in this week's game against the Vikings and get the win. Now we're moving on to the Rookie Bowl, I call it, Bills and Jets. This will be in New York, and I see EJ Manuel progressing another week. He's already been tested, played the Patriots. Clock management was an issue in losing that game. They make a comeback win this week. Now in this upcoming Sunday, I see them taking advantage of this Jets team all the way, getting a win here in New York. And last but not least, Patriots and Buccaneers. Man, what's wrong with the Bucs? They have tons of talent. Come on, Josh. It's time for you to do your job. There's no excuses now. Even though Gronk will not be back with the Patriots, we know Tom Brady has been doing an excellent job, even though it hasn't looked pretty at times, of getting this team wins. They continue to fight. He will continue to fight, and they will take advantage of a team that just still can't find their identity, and they will get the win, being that they're going to be at home. Shouldn't be a problem with them getting a win here. So we have some great matchups coming up this weekend. Hope you enjoy them just as much as we will. Now we're going to take a look at the Bears and the Steelers. This will be our Sunday night matchup. And what a great matchup and a great team that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be facing on Sunday night. The Bears are 2-0, guys. 2-0, looking pretty stout in this division and looking to extend that lead and get a little bit of a cushion early in the season to get that charge going to take the hold of this division. Jay Cutler's look great. Martellus Bennett is his new best friend, along with Brandon Marshall, but he's spreading the ball around very well, finding guys, not turning it over very much. And really, the offensive line is doing a halfway decent job of keeping him upright so he can make plays in the passing game. This defense with the Bears doing what they have always done, be ball hawks, tenacious, shutting guys down. Pittsburgh losing Pouncey. It's a big issue. We see Ben Roethlisberger having to move left or right. He can do that for a big guy. He is finding guys, but they're just not having enough to get the job done. I think when we look at this matchup here at Heinz Field, we have a team in the Bears coming in on a roll, and they're going to be facing a very tough defense. This is going to be tough for the Steelers to handle. I see the Bears rolling over top of them and in pretty easy fashion. There's going to be a lot of weapons that they're going to have to face on the defensive side of the ball with the Bears. And let's face it, if you can't stay on the field long enough and give your defense rest, that's going to be to the advantage of the Bears. And we know this Bears defense is not going to have too much of a problem handling Roethlisberger and this weak offensive line. I'm going to take the Bears here all the way, and they go to 3-0, and the woes continue for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, we thank you for watching our show. Again, if you have any comments about our show or things you'd like to talk about, leave them at the bottom of our page, and we'll be sure to keep the dialogue going. If you have something you'd like for us to talk about, something you'd like to hear our take on, please shoot us an email to straightshootingst@gmail.com. And as always, subscribe to the show. That's how you stay locked in. That's how you know when new episodes appear. Well, you've been watching another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk.